Lawmakers from both parties are pushing for a vote on a sweeping FEMA reform bill they say could speed disaster aid and help communities still recovering from Helene.
But despite that bipartisan support, the bill still has not made it to the House floor. News 13's Elijah Skipper has been following all of this and joins us now. Elijah, what's holding things up?
Well, despite that bipartisan support, the bill still hasn't been brought to the House floor. Congressman Chuck Edwards tells me that leadership has been tied up with budget battles and avoiding government shutdowns. And now he says it's time to refocus on disaster recovery.
Hurricane Helene was not a Republican or a Democrat issue.
That message is now driving a bipartisan push, with more than 60 members of Congress from across the country urging House leaders to bring the FEMA Act to the floor.
You've got to work with folks across the aisle. You've got to work with folks from different states. We've got a good, solid consensus on many of the ideas that you saw in that FEMA Reform Act.
One of the biggest ideas in the bill, separating FEMA from the Department of Homeland Security, turning it into a standalone cabinet-level agency focused solely on disaster response.
Homeland Security should be to deal with the bad guys, and FEMA should come out from under it to deal with the good guys. They're having to deal with illegal aliens, with drug trafficking, with human trafficking, with terrorists, with gangs that are in this country. And they don't necessarily have the intensity that's required to help us recover from a natural disaster.
The bill would also create a universal FEMA application, aiming to replace confusing paperwork with one streamlined form so families aren't denied help just because they misunderstood the process.
The application was complicated. The jargon was not jargon that we use in the mountains or as typical Americans.
And no one knows that frustration better than Asheville Mayor Esther Manheimer, who recently carried those concerns to Washington.
There are still many folks that are in need. We have a lot of folks that need their homes repaired or replaced. We have people that are waiting under the buyout program to have their properties bought from them so they can move on. They may be paying a mortgage on an uninhabitable home, for example.
The bill would also speed up public assistance for cities and counties, something Mayor Manheimer says could be a game changer for Asheville, where local leaders have been forced to spend millions up front while waiting on federal reimbursement.
And waiting for more than one fiscal year, you really run into problems with credit ratings because now all of a sudden your books don't look good. And you don't have enough money to operate, and you certainly can't weather another storm.
Edwards says families who feel recovery has been slower than it should be can contact his office directly, pointing to a hotline his team set up to help break FEMA log jams. He says they've already helped resolve about 2,000 cases.